Good evening, Professor, classmates, and to all viewers out there. Tonight, we will be presenting about U.S. Airways Flight 1549, together with Stephanie, Rihanna, and myself, Mikai. Also known as the Miracle on the Hudson, this case is one of the most remarkable examples of professionalism, teamwork, and successful emergency response in aviation history. First, we will take a look the overview of the accident history of this flight. U.S. Airways Flight 1549 departed LaGuardia Airport in New York on January 15, 2009. With the destination of Charlotte, North Carolina, 3 minutes after takeoff, the Airbus A320 collided with a group of huge Canada geese as a skid 2,800 feet. Both engines suffered significant damage and eventually lost all of their power. With extremely little time and altitude, the crew was suddenly faced with a horrific scenario: complete engine failure above one of the world's most populous cities. Second, we will take a look the crew response, the flight attendants or pilot. The first officer Jeffrey Skiles and Captain Chesley Lindberger took a command of the situation right away. They swiftly assessed their choices and thought about returning to LaGuardia or going to Teterboro, but neither was feasible because of the lack of thrust and low altitude. So the Captain Selenberger saved lives by ditching the plane in the Hudson River in a matter of seconds. "We're going to be in the Hudson," he informed air traffic control. They were clearly trained in the crew resources management (CRM), while the captain concentrated on piloting the aircraft. The first officer managed the emergency checklist. The plane landed safely and undamaged on the Hudson River at 3:31 p.m. The crew and all 155 passengers made it out alive. Emergency personnel and nearby ferry operations swiftly pulled everyone from the icy water.
Yeah, and just to add input into what the flight crew's response and the passengers on how they perform during the ditching, the flight attendants definitely performed well. They displayed professionalism and they displayed their training while the evacuation was taking place, and that's what made the everyone evacuate off the aircraft efficiently. And also the passengers, they cooperated and they listened to the instructions, which again helped to get everyone out of the plane safely. And now I'm going to be talking about is if the U.S. Airways flight 1549 is an unplanned ditching. This is considered an unplanned ditching because it was sudden. It wasn't planned ahead of time, and the emergency landing on water was caused by a bird strike, and that was definitely not something that they were planned on doing. And so, yeah, in short, it is considered unplanned because it wasn't planned ahead of time.
The airline industry has termed this a planned emergency ditching when the flight attendants didn't know the aircraft was landing on water because of how the landing was done. And the way they executed the landing was professional and controlled. The pilots, they managed to avoid a disaster and there were no serious casualties. And all the passengers, they managed to follow all the rules, and the flight attendants were ready to use their training and command passengers to brace and evacuate quickly. And the crew and passengers, they initiated the evacuation process within seconds after the ditching.